Hello, brothers and sisters, and all the ships at sea. Princeanaelbey here, heir to both the thrones of Morocco and the throne of Egypt. This message is for you, for all of you Al-Moroccans and United Staters. On January 6th, Americans went to the snake pit in D.C. What's being told to the people and to you is that that was a coup attempt. And the people involved were called insurgents, domestic terrorists, thugs, and everything except fed up, pissed off Americans. They weren't called that. They were called all other different brands and kinds of names. And again, they were just called everything except Americans who, for all intents and purposes, resisted Joe Biden selling out and giving away this land. Now, I have to share something with you. I feel the need to share this with you. Washington, D.C. is full of Satan worshipers. Not my Satan, because I keep him down in the dungeon where he belongs. But they are Satan worshipers, meaning they worship man's lower self. They're not trying to get into the higher self. They remain in their lower selves. Let me hip you to this. Do you know whose statue sits atop the Capitol building? No? Well, let me introduce you to Persephone. Persephone is the goddess of the underworld. In 2009, I actually pulled up a Google map and I went to D.C. since I was right over there in PG County in Maryland. And I noticed on top of the Capitol building was the goddess of the underworld. Well, I made that known. And once it was known, and the amalgamated Moors here in America made it known to each other, Google found out. So now if you look on Google Map or Google World, whatever the hell it is, and you click on Washington, D.C., the Capitol building in particular, what you're going to find there now, Google Earth, that's the name of that crap, Google Earth. You look at the Capitol on Google Earth now, you won't see Persephone standing atop the Capitol Rotunda. What you will see, however, is a chess piece. That chess piece is a pawn. You figure it out. That's Persephone, goddess of the underworld. Now, I told every one of you at the beginning of 2020 that bad things were coming. And one way to stave off what was headed your way was to make your representatives produce for you the original, organic Constitution for the United States. You see, the reason what's happening in America today is because of that fake rag that was made up about 6, 7 years after they murdered Lincoln. Because the Constitution of the United States was written in 1871. The true, original, organic Constitution for the United States was drafted and made up in the 1700s. And it has my Uncle Muhammad's name on it, because he was the other high-ranking party. George Washington was the other. But last January in 2020, I all but pleaded with you to make your representatives produce the organic Constitution. Now, if you think that that 1871 rag that they've got you believing is the Constitution, if you think that's the Constitution, read the preamble. The preamble was not changed when they changed the Constitution, when they wrote the other Constitution. The preamble was not changed. And if you read the preamble in the Constitution of the United States, when you read the preamble, it's going to tell you what that Constitution is. Because in the preamble, it tells you this is the Constitution for the United States. It doesn't say the Constitution of the United States. That's not what it says in the preamble. And that is what should tell you that that rag you're looking at is a fake document. That is not the original and organic Constitution. That's the first tip-off. The second tip-off is in the Constitution for the United States, that is the document that has the absolute last amendment that was ever put to it. That amendment was Abraham Lincoln's 13th Amendment with 20 sections. And that other deplorable rag that they keep holding up to you as what Americans should live by, it is a fraud. Read the preamble. It does not say Constitution of the United States, because that document is the Constitution for the United States that Uncle Muhammad bin Abdullah okayed for George Washington and his minions to settle in that part of Libya, which is known as the District. And as I understand it now, there are those who want to make Washington, D.C. a state. Well, it can't do that because it's still under treaty. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787 is still the only treaty that has lasted up until this very day, because the Treaty of Peace and Friendship is the longest standing treaty in the world. Now, when the Church, Great Britain, and the United States took Morocco from here in Northwest Africa and put it over in Barbara, where that fake king sits, that is when they began turning these nations here into states. All of those names on those fezzes that the Shriners wear, all of those names are countries that were right here that were conquered. But I told every one of you at the beginning of 2020 that something very nefarious was heading your way, and you did nothing. You did nothing. Now all your stores are closed, your schools are closed, your businesses are closed. Many, forever, they are never coming back, because you did not do as you were told to do. You see, you people, I'm not going to get off into that. I'll leave that for Satan. But let me share something with you about the Constitution for the United States, which is not in the Constitution of the United States. You see, in the Constitution for the United States, those people who rushed the Capitol, the Constitution for the United States gives them the right to do it. The only thing missing was pitchforks and torches. Because what the Constitution for the United States clearly states, if your government isn't working for you, change it. Those people went there to change the government. And now they are touted as everything except American citizens who didn't want to get burned by this lying Biden. Because he's going to burn you. He's going to burn you. He lives for that. And if you have melanin in your skin, you ain't got nothing coming. You got nothing coming. At any rate, had you done that, had you made your representatives bring out the organic Constitution, you would not be here today. You would not be where you find yourselves today. You just wouldn't. You see? Because what's happened essentially is you've allowed a stone bandit, a pirate, an international spy, and not for our side, him and his thieving, home-wrecking whore of a vice president to get into the White House. Why do I call Come Swallow Harris a thief? Well, didn't she tell you that she went to Howard on a scholarship? Why would she need a scholarship? Her mama and daddy could have afforded to pay her way through college. Yet, she took a scholarship that was earmarked for a needy, foundational Black American student. She stole that scholarship, and her mom and daddy could have paid her tuition through Howard. And this is who you let into the White House because there weren't enough of you storming the Capitol. The Constitution for the United States gives you the right to do that. But because you've never seen it, you're just going to take these talking heads' words for it. You're just going to take the talking heads' word for it. And for those of you who wanted Biden in office, yeah, well, you get ready too, because you are not exempt from him. You lied for him. You cheated for him. You ran ballots through a machine 20 and 30 times to get votes for him. You think you got something coming? Well, you do. It's just not what you expect. It's just not what you expect. So you let an international spy and his whore into the White House. Now, I have given you physical signs before this day. January 28th, in the year 2020, I gave you a physical sign. And because no one died, no Caribbean island was removed from sight, you paid no attention because no harm came to anybody. But I gave you a physical sign, and I put my sigil if you did not make your representatives show you the organic Constitution for the United States in March, because you didn't do that, in March, you became a communist-led country. But again, get that ridiculous rag they call the Constitution. Read the preamble. And it tells you exactly what that document should be. And it does not say Constitution of the United States in that preamble. And they have hidden your very rights. Those people had every right to storm the Capitol building. The Constitution told them they could do it. But you're not going to hear anything from anybody broadcasting any news. They're going to tell you how disgusting it was, and how this and how that, and how these people are insurrectionists. No, these people did exactly what the Constitution for the United States gives them permission to do. And with that, I bid you peace. Read the preamble to the Constitution, and it will tell you in the preamble what that document is supposed to be. The word "of" is not in the preamble. You've been rooked. You've been hijacked. You've been lied to. And you've been deceived. And all these things you did willingly and helped it along. You have sealed your own fate through your inactivity and your apathy. But I love you. This is why I am giving you these things that I know you do not know. And because you pay no attention to me, you will continue to suffer. I told you in my very first video, I am not here to lie to you. I am here to help you, which was not my original detail when I got here. It wasn't to help you. But I'm here among you, and I love you people. So, until the next video, you take care of one another, you love one another, and now, more than ever, you will need to protect one another. And once again, brothers and sisters, I bid you peace.